Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
And welcome to the Crush It in Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today?
We're doing good. Yes. I threw you for a little loop, Captain Ryan.
Yeah, she did. Yes.
So this podcast that we're recording together is going to be on Crush It in Sales because what we're going to talk about has to do with visibility and marketing your business. So I thought it was a better fit for the Crush It in Sales podcast.
And I have another announcement to make about what I'm doing as well.
Yes, yes. Which is why our intention is to, you want to say the topic?
Talk about mooch culture.
Mooch culture!
Mooch culture!
Yay!
It's been developing for some time, and it is in full swing.
Yes, and I'm tired of hearing about quiet quitting, which has been out there forever.
Quiet quitters.
Shifting the paradigm to talk about mooch culture.
Yep. School loans, forgiveness.
Yes,
mooch culture.
I'm just going to be keeping it real on this, and Ryan and I, because we're a team, we finished paying off his student loans last December. So we're not really fans of the student loan forgiveness thing because you make a choice to go to college, you make a choice to get your education, and there are millions of people that have worked very hard to pay for their educations over the years. And even though we have been through heck and back with starting over from scratch when we moved to the Keys in 2009, we still continually paid on Ryan's student loans every month on time. And yeah, we celebrated when we finally paid them off last December. You were 48 years old.
48.
And you know what? That's a sense of pride and accomplishment. Mm-hmm. That is not the same energetic feelings that you get when you get a handout. It is completely different energy. When you work for something, when you borrow money and then you pay it back, that is a completely different energy than being a mooch.
Mooch!
Mooch culture. So Ryan is making another shift, another tweak, another little pivot in his content. And I am always making shifts and pivots in my content. So we thought that we would do a little podcast to talk about that and also just share some insight, because I also believe there's a lot of information and people posting online about certain things. And when I read these posts, I'm going to say from the lens of an expert that I don't always agree with the perspective that is shared online. And I think it's very either one-sided, small-minded, or very basic. And there's a lot more into creating content which ties into visibility than just like a simple post you may read that someone puts out there. So hence we're going to dive into this today.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with your announcement? We'll go from there.
So first I'm just going to get flat to it. I'm no longer putting out fishing reports through the app. All the fishing reports are going to be deleted. And yeah, so that's the first change. My podcasts, I'm going to put them out when I feel like it. When I feel energetically aligned to put out something that's going to be helpful to people, something that I feel like sharing, I'm going to put that out there through a podcast. But until then, I don't know when I'm going to do my next podcast. When they come out, they will be good. But so I am putting all my energy behind my Good Karma Sport Fishing Rigging Crew group. It's my private group, and I really, really, really enjoy that a lot. And it brings me a lot of happiness to be able to work with these guys, to be able to give them information. They're extremely grateful, and they're there to learn, and that makes me happy. So that's where my energy is going, to my paid rigging group. So if you're interested in joining, you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com, and you go through a screening process before I allow you in the group. no fishing mates, no fishing captains are allowed in the group.
Or people trying to start a
Or
fishing charter
people that are
business.
trying to start a
We've
fishing.
had that before and
Yep.
caught that right away and they were kicked out.
Yep. So no sneaky shit.
No sneaky.
No sneaky.
As one of the coaches I follow says. So
No
give me her
sneaky.
credit for- She says it like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then I'm going to focus more on the blogging. So I'm going to be focusing on my blog. I enjoy writing. I enjoy giving you guys content through the blog as I feel energetically aligned to do so. So I try to do a blog more weekly now because I really do enjoy writing and giving you guys some good content through the blog because I feel that that there's not enough of that out there. And I think that, there needs to be some stuff back to old school.
Mm-hmm. And you and we make a great writing team because I love to write too as a freelancer and love to do interviews, and you love to do more technical writing.
Yeah.
We're a great writing team. I'm gonna say that.
That's one thing. Out there. Yeah, that's one thing I really do enjoy. I do enjoy more technical writing than anything else when it comes to how I present the content. And that's what I'm happy with. So I appreciate everybody listening to the podcast. I really do. And I've made some really good friends through that and some good connections. I'm not done with the podcast, like I said, but when I feel energetically aligned, I'll put one out. So But in
the meantime, there's tons out there for people to consume, which is one of the reasons why we're doing some editing.
Right. There's just so much crap out there.
So much content. Well, some is crap.
Yeah, I mean,
but a lot is good. So let's just from that lens.
Yeah, it's crap. Meaning I use crap a lot. It's
right. You don't mean that
I don't mean it's crap.
Right.
So
okay.
it's just stuff. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. I just say crap.
A lot of stuff. But I want to be clear on that context. So anyhow, what we have seen quite blatantly over the years, and I'm sure if you're a content creator, you would completely agree with me, or even if you're someone that just consumes content, you don't create, is there is so much. And quite frankly, number one, no one has the time to consume all of it. No one can remember half of it. No one embodies hardly any of it. And the world just keeps turning and spewing out more and more content. We are just as guilty. So I have definitely scaled back my content over the past year. And just recently, within the last couple months, Medium was something that I decided to take a break from because not only was I not really getting the traction because I don't own that algorithm. I mean, Medium is a big blog site and there's so many writers on there. There's thousands of writers. And it ended up being writing for writers and who had the time to consume it. So it became just this vicious cycle. I would rather write for my own blog on my own website and perfect that with affiliate links over time. So I had to make a decision too. And honestly, I don't miss it. I don't miss Medium. My content's still out there living in the land of SEO and Google. But again, I don't own that, so I can't control how the algorithm is, right? Mm-hmm. So really taking a deep dive and looking at what are you doing? What's taking up time? What's taking up energy? And where are you getting your results is really, really important. People strive to be YouTube channel people. Well, I'm going to be real honest. It's very flooded. So to get up to the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours takes a shit ton of time. So I went down that path to work on YouTube. But honestly, there's a million coaches on YouTube. And is really someone watching 20 minutes of a video anymore that's mostly fluff? No, they're really not. So you really have to do a deep dive and go, where are people watching? Where are people listening? And where are you strongest at in terms of your energetic alignment and where you wish to focus your time? So I am so proud of Ryan for getting rid of, number one, his public Facebook group. That was a week or so ago, yep. Right? And now the fishing report. So the app is still out there and maybe someday it'll come back. But right now it's just going to be put on hiatus. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah. The app was put out there for free, to help people. And
we see our app usage grow.
Which we're
really proud of. Uh-huh. That's really awesome. But if you have an app, you'll understand this too. Apps are very expensive to continue to put new things on, new products on. And so it's there, and someday it'll have a next evolution. And again, we're very proud. We see it grow every time I do a one signal, a little message that you get on your phone. If you are a subscriber, you'll get the little message if you haven't turned off the messaging. And we're really excited. Every time I pull it up, I see it's grown. But it's not an easy journey to do that. So I think when people think, oh, they're a YouTuber, or oh, they're this, or oh, they're that, like, unless you started it a while ago, like, we're very fortunate. We started all 3 of our podcasts years ago. So our results are very good and very strong, which is why we're continuing to podcast. But you can go through Ryan's old podcast. It's fishing information.
Yeah.
Do you remember half of it? Are you using half of it?
Yep.
Like, I highly doubt you are.
Yep.
So in the meantime, focusing on a live group that Ryan is really happy about, and people pay a small amount, and that's an energetic exchange. I think that's really awesome, and that's really fair.
Yeah, it's like the fishing changes so much, and I do a lot of things that are like I said, I'm no longer going to be putting out courses.
At this moment,
it's on hiatus. It's on hiatus.
You never know how life changes,
and you never know how life changes. So. One thing about fishing is that things change, the ocean changes, information changes. What I'm doing last year versus what I'm doing now is completely different, and you can see that with wahoo fishing. I'm doing things that are 100% different. My mindset is different than it was last year. I'm in a different place than I was, so I'm doing...
Oh my gosh, like our life this year versus last
year is 100% different.
Hyper speed, different mindset, which is what we do in private coaching. We help people with that.
So I'm just doing a lot of things different, a lot of different changes in lures and how I'm presenting baits and stuff that I wouldn't even have thought about last year. So until I started working on things last February, last February was when I started waking up. I was in a bad place mentally. So, and I just wanted to get better.
Right. And again, that's stuff we help people with, private coaching. That is definitely something to reach out to, whether you feel aligned with me or Ryan. That's a private coaching thing. But what I see out there that I think is just really important to drive home is we have done an amazing job of over-delivering true, valuable content, not full of fluff. And that is part of the coaching landscape, is to deliver some free content so people build that know, like, and trust. And they're like, oh, yeah, I get what he's about. I get what he does. I get his mindset. I get his energetic level. And then people should be taking the next step. That's what it is. You take the next step and you make a purchase. That is what it is. So... that's just the normal part of this landscape. That's the best way I can put it. When I choose to work with a coach, I consume a little bit for free, then I buy a smaller ticket thing, and then I end up, if I still feel aligned and I want to learn more from them, then I end up buying a bigger ticket thing. And that is just the normal evolution. So that's why we call this podcast Mooch Culture, because there are so many people out there that continue to mooch and mooch and mooch and mooch and never pay for anything, and they're not even doing the work. So it's
Mooch culture.
Cut back on free content and focus on the content for the people that are in it to win it. They are all in, they're paying, they're showing up, they're contributing. You can feel their energy. They want to be there. They know they're appreciative. And this is what Ryan has truly experienced, and myself. But, this podcast obviously is sharing about another major change he's making to his content creation, and the reason why. Yeah. It really is energetics at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I the energy is not there for it. For the fishing reports, I'm not there. My energy is not there, and
energy's with the rigging crew.
And my energy's with the rigging
charters,
crew,
of course.
And my clients, of course, are amazing people. And the people that book with me, I'm finding they're just really, their mindsets are awesome. My recent clients are just, like yesterday, for example, they had never been fishing in the ocean before. They just wanted to be there. It was their honeymoon. It had been delayed because of COVID. It was their first time fishing in the saltwater, and they had an amazing day. Most people dream about having an amazing day like they did. And they were so appreciative, and they just liked being, it was pouring down rain, and they were smiling.
Yeah, the pictures are so cute.
And we just kept fishing. There was no, like, weirdness with people, and no, like, really, like, I'm not even going to get into that.
Right.
So, yeah. So I love fishing with people like that. I love it. And it makes
then
me,
we
like,
ask for more please.
love
We ask
it.
the universe, like, more please. More of those good clients, and other clients can step to the side. There's plenty of charters in the Keys.
Plenty of charters
Please
in the
book with
Keys.
somebody else.
Yeah, please.
We're good.
Yeah, if you're not, like, in the right mindset to fish and have a good time, please don't book me.
So one more thing I want to be clear about the rigging crew before we wrap this up is that Ryan's group is primarily on Zoom. It's a once a month call that's an hour and a half, and then they use Marco Polo for conversation back and forth and Facebook. So if you're someone out there that really does not like Facebook, we hear that loud and clear, hence why it's on Zoom. Sometimes they talk about rigging, but they talk about all sorts of other things too, and sometimes Ryan also has special guests. So it's really a community for the angler. You do not have to live in the Keys. You do not have to live in Florida. The only requirements is that you are not a charter captain, a mate, or trying to start a charter business. And we are very firm on that. We have other coaching for those people. That is not part of this program. So if you are interested, please reach out to Ryan so you can have a conversation.
Yep. You can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. And that's the best way to get a hold of me. Please no texts, but just email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. And no, I don't do a lot of responses through Instagram. Instagram I do not own. Instagram can go away any day. So I can't do any sort of, if you text me through Instagram, everything has to come through my email before I can do anything officially.
Yep. So I think that's it.
Yeah. That's it for the day. I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope you like this little impromptu podcast that covers a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So some of you may be content creators being like, heck yeah, I need to start charging. I need to stop creating so much for free. I need to edit my life. I need to get in energetic alignment. And those are things I can also help you with as a coach. So if you're interested in working with me, please reach out to me. My website, that's just the easiest. Everything's on there at melindavanfleet.com. And I'll also put information in the show notes. You can connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter. And how should people connect with you?
Like I said, you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. Please check out my website for the current rates. I do not offer half days. Those were discontinued a very long time ago. It's been well over a year, almost 2 years now. And then I offer a 6-hour day, and I offer an 8-hour day. That is it. So, and then the prices are on the website.
Love it. Love it. So thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And
thank you guys.
Until next time.
Just remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good. Thanks, guys.